And good evening, all. This is Dr. Abe here, and I want to just briefly comment on a YouTube video that I saw recently where Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez, known as AOC, the Democratic Congresswoman from New York, was having an exchange with Tom Homan, who is Trump's head of border enforcement, or border czar, or whatever term you want to use. And they were having an exchange, and AOC claimed that entering the United States without authorization or without following the legal process is a civil offense, that it's not criminal in any way, and that it's only treated as a civil matter. Tom Homan claimed that entering the U.S. illegally is a violation of U.S. federal law, and it is, in fact, a criminal offense. And what Tom Homan quoted on that was 8 U.S. Code 1325. And so I thought, gee, I wonder who's right. And I wasn't approaching it from a partisan standpoint. I had heard others say that entering the U.S. illegally or without registering or trying to evade border, whatever it is, I had heard that was a civil offense, not only from AOC but from others, even on some news reports. Some news anchors in interviews had said that it's only a civil offense, and of course I've heard from the other side that say it's a criminal offense. So I decided to do a little bit of research. Now, this is the obligatory. I am not an attorney. I am not an expert in immigration law. However, as you all know, I am a PhD, and so I'm trained to do research. And I have had, in my academic career up to this point, I've had some experience researching legal statutes. And so I took the liberty of looking this up, of researching it. And there is an 8 U.S. Code 1325. And anything that I tell you from this point on, if I read or if I quote anything legally, I'll be reading directly from the statute. And I'm accessing this at the website of the Legal Information Institute at Cornell Law School. And that is law.cornell.edu. And I can put the exact URL in the comments at the bottom of the video if you want to check it out after I'm done. But I'm reading directly from the U.S. Code as it reads on the website of Cornell Law School. Again, this is 8 U.S. Code 1325, titled Improper Entry by Alien. This is now the first section, Section A. Any alien who, 1, enters or attempts to enter the United States at any time or place other than as designated by immigration officers, or 2, eludes examination or inspection by immigration officers, or 3, attempts to enter or obtains entry to the United States by willfully false or misleading representation or the willful concealment of a material fact, shall, for the first commission of any such offense, be fined under Title 18 or imprisoned not more than 6 months or both, and for a subsequent offense of any such offense be fined under Title 18 or imprisoned not more than 2 years or both. So that is, it is definitely, any objective reading of that statute has to conclude that it is indeed a criminal offense under 8 U.S. Code 1325 to enter the U.S. illegally. And this is where I'm basing that on. So line number 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So line number 6 under Section A says, for the first commission of any such offense, be fined under Title 18 or imprisoned not more than 6 months or both. So the fact that it's saying or imprisoned would tell you that it is a criminal offense to enter the U.S. illegally for any of the reasons previously specified under the code. Civil infractions do not involve prison time. So that is an objective reading. That's an objective reading of the statute, and so I think where they are getting the idea of it being a civil offense is actually in Section B. Any alien who is apprehended while entering or attempting to enter the United States at a time or place other than as designated by immigration officers shall be subject to a civil penalty, and then it lists the amounts of the penalty, and that is under this subsection are in addition to and not in lieu of any criminal or other civil penalties that may be imposed. So there can be civil penalties imposed, but it is handled as a criminal matter. So I thought, given some of the conflicting information that I've seen out there, that based on my interpretation of 8 U.S. Code 1325, it is definitely a criminal offense to enter the U.S. illegally, although there can be additional civil penalties imposed on top of the criminal penalties. So I hope this has been helpful to you and has maybe cleared up some of the conflicting information out there. If you're like me, you're probably hearing different things every day, and hopefully this cuts through some of the cloud a little bit and gets you some accurate information. All right. Well, I appreciate it, and you all have a good night, and I hope you've had a wonderful July 4th weekend. Thanks.